Hello, friends. This is Kimberly. I am so excited that you're here. It's episode 323. We're going to talk about how entrepreneurship really changes you as a person in the most awesome way possible, whether your business succeeds or not. This episode is so encouraging because what you are doing is really becoming the best version of yourself. So, we're going to talk about that today. If you're new here, make sure you scroll down in the show notes, get all the free goodies, everything that's going to help you, whether you're starting your business now, whether you're growing it, whether you're starting a podcast. I have free resources, and don't let free fool you on these. These are valuable. People love them. You can print them out. Some of them, they're master classes, just whatever you need. I want you to grab them now so that you don't struggle at all on this journey. And if you've been listening a while, thank you so much to all my loyal listeners. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy you're pursuing your dream, and I couldn't be more excited for you. Okay, on to the episode. Well, hello, friends. I'm so excited you're here today. I thought this topic would be so motivating and inspiring for you to help you realize that entrepreneurship is really a journey about becoming so much more than you are today. And again, like I said at the very beginning, whether your business succeeds or not, because you may run this for 5 years and then be like, you know what, it's not for me, or I don't want to do this, or I want to change the type of business. Whether it succeeds or not, you still get the same result and you do become a different person. And that is one of the things that I love about it. And I want to talk about that today. It helps you. It helps you to see this bigger picture sometimes, because I think we get caught up in all of the rigmarole of the daily and weekly grind of business ownership. And we also get caught up like in all the fun stuff, but sometimes we miss the forest for the trees. And so that's why I'm excited to share these with you today. And I'm so proud of all of you for pursuing your dream. I know this is a tough journey, but it's such a fun one. And there's so many great things that come out of it. So the first thing I wanted to talk about today was that how entrepreneurship really builds, you may not be expecting this, but builds your emotional intelligence. And we talk about EQ. I don't know if you've heard the term EQ, but people say that instead of like IQ, but it's EQ, your emotional intelligence. And you may know people that have a low EQ, like they just are not emotionally stable, or they're volatile. They don't know how to handle when stressors come. I mean, I think we all have our moments where we're not our best emotionally, but you know those people that completely overreact or completely are out of line. And business ownership actually helps you tame that, because you have to keep your cool in a lot of situations, especially when you're dealing with clients. Now, there may be some things on the back end where you have to really talk sternly to employees or contractors or people that are working for you, and you're like, listen, these things have to change. But it does help you gain some maturity and emotional intelligence in your everyday life of like who you're dealing with and what's going on. For example, I was thinking about just dealing with customers. Like, you have to know how to be mature when you're dealing with them. You can't just fly off the handle. You can't scream at them that they're wrong. Like, you have to try to negotiate, or you have to try to calm them down, or you also have to be excited for them. Like, when they're getting something, you want to be warm about the sale. You want to be as excited as they are, because you have to remember, people are new. If they are new to your product or service, they're excited about what's happening, right? So there's a lot of things that go into the emotional intelligence, but I can say this for sure, like making your business decisions. You have to make decisions not based on emotion. You have to do it for the business and what's right. And that can be hard. And you'll find yourself sometimes making emotional decisions, and you realize later you shouldn't have done that. Just like me, when I had my online gift boutiques and I would buy inventory and I'd get emotionally tied to these products. Like, I was so excited and I would buy too much. And then also, when some of the things didn't sell, I wouldn't put them on sale soon enough. I wouldn't do things to get rid of them because it was emotionally tied to them. And I started realizing over time, I can't be like that if I want to run a successful business, right? So it helps tweak that part of your brain, which is good. It also helps you, as I said, with vendors and contractors, people that work for you, that you have to be mature and like, you're the boss here. You don't have a boss above you. You are the boss. And so you have to learn how to handle things, issues with customer if you send them the wrong thing or they're not happy or maybe they misunderstood something and you have to be mature and emotionally stable enough to be able to explain things and not be rude or mean because in today's world too people can go online and say stuff, they can tell their friends, and you can get bad mouthed pretty quick. So you want to always handle things in the most mature way possible. And then there's just ups and downs of business. And you start learning year after year, like it's not totally personal about your business having ups and downs. It's the nature of business. You have to adapt to new markets. Maybe you lose an employee. Maybe something you were selling isn't popular anymore and you just have struggles or you have to move locations or things like that. Stuff can happen, right? COVID comes and hurts your business. There are so many things that can happen, but you start kind of building a little bit of emotional resilience. Okay. I'm not going to say it gets rid of your emotions because it shouldn't. You're a human, but it does give you more strength when it comes to your emotions. And it really helps develop your emotional intelligence. So I'm sure you can think about that right now. Like, since you've started your business, if you have started and where you are today, don't you feel like that you've gained some type of insight, like not to be so freaked out by things or scared by things or upset by things? You learn that these things can happen. Does that make sense? I think for those of you that have been in business a while, you know what I'm saying. If you're new to business, just know this, that it will test you. It will test your emotions. And the good news is you will become a better person because of it, because you will be able to handle emotional situations in a much, much more structured and mature way. So I think that's really cool about business ownership is that it helps to build your emotional intelligence. The second thing that I think that it does for you that really changes you as a person is it forces personal responsibility. Even though you have a business, you have a personal responsibility to be present all the time. Like you really do. In the beginning, you are present. You are the face of the business. A lot of the times we don't have the luxury of having other people that are just as passionate about it as we are running our businesses for us. Like a lot of times you can't afford it. So you are the face of it. And you have a lot of personal responsibility, like to deliver goods on time and as described, right? If you're offering a service, you've got to show up. You've got to communicate with people. You've got to deliver. If you have a product, you've got to have it as pictured, has it as shown, has it as, have it as described. You have to have these products and services in a way that are exactly what you showed ahead of time, what the people are expecting to get. And that's the personal responsibility. So it does force this personal responsibility. You can't put it off on another employee. You can't, like when you work for someone else, you can maybe see if someone else can do it, try to get another type of employee to do it. You are responsible. The buck stops with you, right? And so, even with your financials, you have a personal responsibility to be honest about those financials and to actually take care of the financial side. You can't just ignore it. I think sometimes we'd love to ignore the financial side and all of that, but in reality, you can't always do that. You have to be responsible. The buck has to stop with you. No more putting it off. And I think there's something really empowering about that and really cool about that when you own your own business is that you learn how to take responsibility. And I'll be honest with you, some people don't love it and they want to go back to the corporate world or having a boss because they don't want the responsibility. But if you end up being a longtime entrepreneur, you get used to it and you get used to being the head honcho and the person that's ultimately responsible, and it's empowering. And it's really cool that you can develop into that kind of person. Okay. So I think that's amazing. So the first one we said it builds emotional intelligence. The second one it said it forces personal responsibility. And the third one is that I believe business ownership and entrepreneurship help you become more of who God intended. And that doesn't mean that your business succeeds. I know you're probably like, what? What are you saying? I'm just saying the process of dreaming up a business, learning about business, starting a business, trying to build a business, I truly believe it helps you become more of who God intended you to be. And let me defend that. Because again, your business could fail and you're saying, well, God intended me to have a failed business. Not necessarily. Or maybe he allowed you to start this so that you did learn lessons and you didn't keep dreaming about it and you realized that it maybe wasn't for you. Does that make sense? It's like it's a win either way. It also helps you to have more purpose in your life. I think a lot of you have told me that you started your business because you wanted to have a career that was more purposeful, more impactful. And so, how cool is that? Because God loves it when you use your gifts that He has given you, right? And entrepreneurship a lot of times lets you do that. Maybe you're a maker, maybe you are good at public speaking, maybe you're good at designing. It could be anything, whatever your business is, right? You have some type of gift and you know it. And I know that a lot of times, we're not trying to be braggy about our gifts, but we just feel it in our soul. And that's what this is. This is you using your gifts for entrepreneurship, right? So you are becoming more of who God intended by following your dreams and going for it and seeing if it's right for you, for experiencing all that you can experience, right? Um, Also for having a higher purpose than maybe just doing a job that you don't love. Maybe you can have a creative outlet. You can do something that's impactful that actually makes a difference, even if it's in small ways, right? It can be in small ways or big ways. And I think that it even helps you just develop yourself as a whole. Like you literally are becoming a more well-rounded person. Like God gave you a brain, God gave you these dreams, God gave you these gifts, He gave you intelligence, and you are expanding on all your knowledge. Like think about how much you have learned, even just if you are investigating starting a business right now. If you don't even have a business, your brain has been expanded because you've been learning all these new things. And then as you move along in business, your brain, like I literally feel like my brain has grown. Now, maybe it hasn't. Maybe it's just filling in all the empty space that we have a lot of that we don't tap into, that we don't use. I don't really totally understand how the brain works, but I know that we can make new neural connections and we can expand our knowledge, and entrepreneurship is helping you do that. So to me, that is all part of the bigger picture that business ownership and entrepreneurship is actually building you into the person that God intended you to be. And I think that is so cool that you're not just sitting around watching Netflix all day. You're actually trying to do something more with your life. And maybe you don't even have the greatest circumstances. Maybe you don't have a lot of money. Maybe you've had a financial situation or a marriage situation, or you've had some hard times, but you're still going for it. That to me is what God intended for you, to use your gifts, use your brain, use your desires to be something more, do something more, and learn something more. So as y'all can see today, entrepreneurship isn't just about selling a product or selling a service. It's about you becoming more of the person you were intended to be. And that's by expanding and building your emotional intelligence, we said, number one. Number two, teaching you more personal responsibility. And number three, using your gifts and becoming more of who God intended you to be. I think that's so cool. And I'm so excited for you. I'm so happy for you. Again, know that I offer coaching and help for new business owners. You're trying to grow your business or you're trying to start a podcast. You can scroll down in the show notes and get all the information. I would love to chat with you. You can pop me an email. I'll see if I can help you. I'm just so happy for you and so proud of you for pursuing your business dream. Okay, that's it. Y'all have a great day. Until next time, bye now.
Now, this episode may be over, but our relationship does not have to end here. head on over to KimberlyBrock.com. And yes, you can get more valuable information for your journey. And you know what? You don't need to go through this alone. I would love to help you. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.